Tappity tap. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nerdentity Crisis, episode 113. I'm your host, Ryan By. Joined, the boys are back again, all of us, by Mr. Adam Lovar.
Hello, hello.
My literal brother from another mother, Justin Pickamans.
What up?
And finally, Josh, still have not thought of a good nickname for him yet, Huffman.
Hello. Insert here me singing "The Boys Are Back in Town," but actually knowing the lyrics more than that one line.
Right.
Add in
Just
post.
repeat it over and over again.
Or how about Reunited and It Feels So Good? We could do that one too.
That's a good option.
Yeah, there you go. So last week, Adam was at a work function. I'm not gonna let Tyler filled in admirably. He did a bang-up job. Very good job, Tyler. But I don't want to take anything away from Tyler, but I'm happy to have us all back together again. Happy to have the OG crew back together again. Adam, how was your work trip?
It was a work trip. It went great.
Yeah. And listeners, or actually viewers, not listeners, might notice a little bit of a different backdrop today. Adam, what's up with that?
It's different house.
Yeah, totally different house.
Different town.
Different town. Where'd you move to?
What are you gonna stalk me, right?
What's your social security number?
Solon. So we're at.
Oh, nice. Okay, very cool. Awesome. Well, congratulations. I'm sure once the move-in process is done, it'll feel a lot better.
Yeah, it's exhausting. We've been nonstop since I think Thursday night.
I believe it. God damn.
Moving is the worst.
Yes, it is. It's pretty terrible. Justin, Josh, how was your week? Did you guys have good weeks?
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
Justin's PC is fixed. Still not?
Oh, you're on the laptop, aren't you?
Oh,
I'm always on the laptop.
Oh yeah.
Is this something we don't want to talk about because it's too painful? Okay, fair enough. We're gonna move on.
But that is it behind me in its non-working state.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Josh, give us some positivity, bud. What do you got? How was your week?
It was good. I worked on some personal projects. Worked on some 3D printer stuff. I was telling Justin earlier that I completely redid every setting for my resin printer, and went back to factory standards, switched to a fast resin, and the 3D print that I've been too lazy to do went from an estimated 14 hours to print to just a little over 2 hours to print with all the new settings. Granted, slightly worse resolution, but for that amount of time save, because I think I need to print 30 pieces. 30 pieces at 14 hours a piece would suck a lot. So pretty happy about that. And
cool.
That's
very nice.
What I've been doing all weekend.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, I'm glad we're all back together. Let's kick off the show, as we always do, with a listener question from Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
What up,
Jacob?
What up, Jacob?
Jacob wants to know, what animal makes you chuckle every time you see it? Adam, tradition dictates you answer first. What do you got?
The platypus.
That's a fair answer. That's yours too, Josh?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I dare you not to Google it and be like, why is this an animal? That's why I chuckle.
Why is this an animal? Oh shit. That's a solid answer. I'll take it. I accept.
Why do you chuckle, Josh?
I just feel like, if there was a creator that exists, they just had a bargain bin of leftover parts, and then they made the platypus. It shouldn't really exist, and it if I chart the evolution of a lot of creatures, then I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. They they grew their tails for this reason, or they became cold-blooded for this reason. Platypus, I'm just like, I don't know. Someone got weird. I
Someone
can't.
was playing too much Spore, and they just like I
Yeah,
didn't
right.
have enough to get the better beak, so I ended up with this, and it's
Yeah.
better than nothing.
I
So
like it.
I don't think I really like chuckle at any animal, because I don't have a sense of humor. But if I were to, the platypus would probably be the closest contender.
Fair enough. All right. Those are good choices, gentlemen. Good choices. Justin, where are you at?
So I also don't know that I would have ever chuckled when I've seen an animal, but when this question came up, the very first animal that came to mind was the beluga whale.
Just because of the name or because of the animal?
The animal. And like every time I see a picture of the beluga, it makes me smile. So, and I've seen a lot of funny spoof. And
Chuckle, smile.
I had a wallpaper for quite a while at work that was let's see if I can find it actually, but it's like a bunch of beluga whales and like tuxes and stuff in a wedding.
Nice.
And whenever I shared my screen at work and people saw that, they were like, I would like leave it for just a second so I knew they saw it, and then I'd click into something and then be like, hold up. Can we go back?
That's awesome. That's a good choice too. I actually have two answers for this. There are two animals that make me chuckle. The first is I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Quokka, Quokka, native to Australia. It's known as the happiest animal on Earth, and that's why I chuckle every time I see it.
How do you spell this again?
Quokka. Just do a Google image search. You'll thank yourself.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
seen
I've
them.
seen these. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It's a little tiny wallaby.
But yeah, they're known as the happiest animals on Earth, and you can tell just by looking at them. They're just happy little dudes. So that makes me chuckle because I don't know, they're adorable, I think. The second one is the Arabian Sand Boa, which answers the question: if a preschooler drew a picture of a snake and it came to life, what would it look like? That's exactly what the Arabian Sand Boa is.
It's
That's why
There's
it's
a
I laugh every time I see it. It's like if you put googly eyes on a snake. That's what it looks like.
there's a meme here that says they're extremely successful predators because their prey are too busy laughing to run.
I like it. So yeah, those are all good chuckle animals, gentlemen. Nicely done, everybody. Um, all right. Thank you very much for the question, Jacob. We do appreciate it. You know, I'm curious. I mean, January 2023 is going to be here before we know it. What do you think Jacob's theme for next year is going to be? He's done food. He's done animals. Where do we go from here? I don't know.
I don't know that we should pitch in here. I don't want to give him ideas.
That's true. It's all you, Jacob. This is on you. This is on you.
I'm curious though.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's do what are we playing now? Talk about some video games for a little while. Adam, Moving Simulator 3000. Is that pretty much it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because I was working and then this and then yeah, I mean Flight Sim, I mean or Flight Passenger
Yeah.
Simulator, that was a good one because we had a bunch of delays and
Oof.
other shit on the way out. It was pretty bad to the point
Oof.
where our flights got canceled and we had to drive a car from O'Hare to Buffalo.
Oof. Ouch.
That's Illinois
gross.
to New York, for those not picking up on that quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oof.
Ouch.
it was it sucked.
How long of
My
a drive is that?
We went 6 hours to Cleveland, like spent the night for like a handful of hours, got up at 3, and then drove the rest of the way. So it was another, or no, we got up at like 6 is what it was. So another like 3 hours.
God
So it's like
damn.
10 hours.
Nice. Lovely. Gotta love travel,
gross.
man. Gotta love it.
Hmm.
So
My
not a
summer
lot.
rental car.
What's that?
My summer rental car is
Yeah, right. There you go.
what you pay it.
So not a lot of time for gaming. That's
No,
understandable. You've been
0. And then
busy.
yeah, when as soon as I got home, moving.
Fair enough. That's fair. Well, hopefully things settle down for you soon. You can get back to normal life,
Hmm.
get some gaming in. So,
For
um,
sure. Driving U-Haul was fun. We got the 27-foot ones, so like the super freaking long ones.
Yeah.
That was fun driving that.
Just do it all in one trip. Just get it done.
No, it took like 4,
Did it
5
really?
trips. Are you kidding me?
You got a
Yeah,
lot of
dude.
shit.
We already had a
goddamn.
house and a garage and like
That's
all
fair.
sorts of shit. Yeah.
That's fair. It's crazy how much just shit you accumulate over the years. It's nuts.
Yeah, you got to buy a bigger house for all your
Yeah.
shit, and then you fill that, and then you got to buy a bigger house. No,
I feel like we're getting into Fight
Stop
Club
here.
territory here.
yeah.
All right, Justin, what have you been playing?
I was trying to think, and I honestly don't think with everything going on I've played anything.
God damn.
I have been playing a lot of Torn, and there's a big elimination thing that goes on during September, and typically you have to kill 5 people and then say you want to join and pick your team, and then it's sort of an elimination thing over a couple weeks. But this year they're doing it where you join and it just kind of potlucks you into a team. And so I figured, what the hell, I'll try it out. And so
There you go.
joined that. I hit 23 today. Huff helped me out with a couple merits.
Nice.
There you go.
So yeah,
Cool. I love
still
it.
digging Torn, trucking along.
There you go. Very nice. Josh, what have you been playing? Genshin.
Genshin and Torn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Genshin just played kind of enough of the story to then have enough resources to get Tanari, the character that I was trying to get earlier last week. And haven't really played much since then. And Torn, a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
Not, I haven't gone quite as into it as Justin has recently, but that's pretty much it. I haven't been doing much gaming. It's all just been personal projects and
Fair enough.
hobby shit.
Busy week. Well, this is a great start to our video game podcast. I I haven't been gaming that much either. I'm gonna level with you. So, my wife starts training for her new job next week, so it's just been a lot of us time. Just getting shit ready around the house, a lot of yard work. We made a trip to Sioux City to do some shopping for new work clothes and stuff. We're gonna go to Sioux Falls this Friday, so yeah, I haven't been gaming too much. Playing some more Skyrim. Still trucking my way through. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna keep going. I just play when I feel like it. And then the other day I saw Jeremy was playing Lawnmower Simulator. I was like, I gotta fucking check it out. Cause I did Power Wash Simulator, which I was like, this is satisfying. I get it. And then Home Improvement Simulator, same thing. I was like, I can see why people like this. Lawnmower Simulator fucking sucks, dude. It's terrible. It's so bad. I don't know why anybody plays it. It's awful, man. Like, it's incredibly boring. There's nothing like the graphics aren't good enough for it to be satisfying, I think, is the best way to put it. Like, there's sometimes you can't even tell if you cut a place or not. Like, you can't even like, okay, I guess I got to go back and do that. But then you just kind of, it's like if you do career mode, you kind of just do the same lawns over and over again. But this time the lawn, you might do it and it's raining outside. And this time, and I don't know, it's fucking boring, dude. So I uninstalled that shit. I'm not doing that anymore. But otherwise, just Skyrim. That's all I've been playing. So maybe get
I
some
was
more gaming
gonna
in.
gonna ask you if you had played Midnight Fight Express. It's on Game Pass. I've got that and Commandos 3 installed on Game Pass.
I saw
Commandos
Commandos 3 was on there. I was like, holy shit.
I've wanted to play a Commandos game since probably the beginning of my PC gaming life, and I just never bought it or torrented it or anything. And then I saw it on Game Pass, and I was like, okay.
Midnight Fight Express I have not played yet. I might have to check it out.
That one I thought looked kind of cool,
Yeah.
but I downloaded both with the intent of playing them before today's, so that I could like say that I played something.
Yeah.
Average Sean Joe, what up?
Oh.
New viewer, first time
Nice.
chat.
Cool. Welcome.
Hello.
But yeah, I thought that one looked kind of like more of like the top down. But what's the other one word martial arts?
Sifu.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
reminded me of that. But
Yeah. But probably
So-
not as mind-numbingly difficult, I would hope.
I hope not.
Yeah. So
So
we'll see.
So yeah, I'm really hoping that I will be able to get my computer figured out here
Yeah, I hope so
before
too, man.
too long.
Feel for you, man. Hopefully, you can get it diagnosed and not have to spend too much more money and get it going. So
I just want to know how much internal effort it is taking you to not make a console versus PC joke right now.
it was the first thing that popped in my head, and I held it back just for you because you're
Got
my
it.
brother and I love you. I didn't say it, but as soon as you said it wasn't working, it was on the tip of my tongue. You better believe it. So.
I love it.
All right, that wraps up. What are we playing now? Let's talk about some news. 3 pieces of news this week. First up, Ubisoft has officially announced the next game in the Assassin's Creed franchise, titled Assassin's Creed Mirage. The game will take place in 9th century Baghdad and will feature Basim. What do you think? Any
Basam.
guesses?
Basam.
Bassam. Okay, really? That's what you think so? We'll go with it. Who
I
was
I know
assassin-
I know someone from the area named Basam, and so that's what I'm drawing
fair
it
enough.
on.
Anyways, he's the main protagonist. Fans of
Did
Assassin's
anyone
Creed.
play Valhalla? Because
Yeah,
they
I
probably
didn't play
say his name in
Valhalla.
it.
I did not play
Mm.
Valhalla.
I played
Fans of
all
Assassin's
of
Creed Valhalla
1
will
hour of it.
recognize Bassam, who is a side character in the game. According to the studio, the game will feature a more condensed world to explore. Will focus on stealth gameplay as the studio says they want to go, quote, back to basics. I have some thoughts on this, gentlemen. I feel like back to
Basim.
basics. Basim. Okay, we'll go with Basim.
Basim is what this YouTube video says.
Okay, fair enough. Basim. I feel like back to basics is just slander for what I am calling the Elden Ring effect. I feel like Ubisoft saw what a fucking masterpiece that game was and was like, "Fuck, we suck. We have to go back to that." Um, so I want to go to Justin first because Justin, you were at one point playing Origins not too long ago, and you said quite enjoying it from what you were saying. So what do you think about new Assassin's Creed?
I have every intention of going back to Origins. I'm really digging that one. I had heard that there was a new Assassin's Creed coming out, and it sounds like the one that I had heard was the sister project that they're working on, the Infinity Project,
Okay.
and that is supposedly more of like a. I mean, I don't know how much of this is true or what this is just what I've heard from people, but sort of like a Destiny type multiplayer environment, but in Assassin's Creed.
Interesting.
Yeah, so again, I don't know how take that with a grain of salt. Um, but then hearing that this one is also coming out and it's going to be more stealth focused. I was thinking about that actually when I was playing Origins, that like in the first one, you can walk into a crowd of, was it nuns
Yeah, yeah.
in the first one?
And just
And like,
hide.
yeah, there was a lot more, I guess I shouldn't say more stealth, but more dynamic stealth options.
It was definitely more stealth, less action focused, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
And so, as someone who's playing Origins as pretty much a complete stealth game, I this isn't a turnoff by any means. I
Right.
still don't know that I would play it. The fact that it's one city, and it's I don't know. I guess maybe because it doesn't sound like if it's one just giant city, that could be kind of fun to explore and stealth around in. But who knows? I'll have to see some more gameplay.
Definitely. Yeah, there's a Ubisoft Forward event this Saturday, I believe. I'm sure they're gonna show off more there. I don't know if they'll do gameplay though, because this was leaked. They were not planning on announcing this yet. So we'll see if there's any gameplay or just a cinematic. But Josh, this has your two favorite words in the world in this, which is stealth gameplay. So, what are your thoughts on the new Assassin's Creed?
I hate everything about this. No, it's fine because I mean the last. So I played an hour of Valhalla. I got it for free with my like CPU or something. I don't remember why I got it for free. Maybe it was the GPU I got it for free, but never really went back to it after I played it one sitting and then never turned it back on. But the last Assassin's Creed I played before that was 2. Um, so I I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily the target audience for this. I don't really like sneaking. I don't really love open world games in that context.
Yeah.
I like open world in like exploration and where there's just random shit going on and whatever. Not really like here's the same setup of people you need to assassinate or like get into the crowd or whatever. It's just like boilerplated everywhere across the environment. But having not ever played those Assassin's Creeds, just watching them, I could be misconstruing how enjoyable they are. But I don't like stealth. I haven't really loved an Ubisoft open world game just because of the large vastness of boring gameplay. And so, not really for me, but more power to the Assassin's Creed fans out there.
Right. I feel like they're saying the right things for me, but can Ubisoft actually pull it off is the question. Um, I don't know. Adam, what do you think about the quote back to basics? Is this I know you're not a big Assassin's Creed guy, but if it was condensed, smaller map, focused on stealth assassinating people, is this something you'd maybe check out or no?
Probably not. I
Yeah.
mean, I kind of understand what they're saying because like the last one I played was Odyssey, and I really enjoyed it to a point, but then it became just like the collectathon on the map need to
Yep.
like uncheck everything because that's just the way I am in games,
Right.
and it was way too much,
It was
and it
too
was just
much,
like
yeah.
fuck this game, sorry, I'm done. But I also like the last one I really played all the way through would have been like 4 Black Flag, which was arguably in my mind the best.
I agree, yeah.
But that's not going to be back to basics. They're going to be, I'm assuming, like 1, which
One.
is a
Yeah.
very small town. You're focused on killing targets, and there isn't all the extra bullshit. Maybe a couple things to upgrade, a few things, but like that would be it. And I'm
Right.
assuming they would be story driven and like locked behind story and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah. I think
Maybe,
you're right.
maybe if it's at like a $20 price point.
Like 3 years from now or 3 years after release.
Yeah, not 60. They're just like,
Yeah.
no,
See,
but
I
even
feel
then,
like I was a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I played 1, 2, the 2 sequels to 2, Assassin's Creed 3, Black Flag. Then there was the one where you're in Italy. I can't remember what it was called. And then I played Origins, and then Odyssey came out next. And Odyssey's where I couldn't do it anymore. Like it was just too much. I'm like I'm done. And then never played Valhalla. But I do not think it's a coincidence. Like I would put money on the fact that when this game started development, it was going to be the next. This is going to be an even bigger open world with even more stuff to do. And then quite possibly the greatest open world game of all time released earlier this year. And they were like, "Oh fuck, like this is what people want." Okay, um, I definitely think if we see gameplay this Sunday, I bet you don't see a fucking map with a bunch of icons on it. I bet you don't see any trailing missions. I bet you don't see a user interface that's just loaded with a bunch of shit on it. Like I bet it's gonna be pretty cut and dry, like pretty bare bones. Obviously they'll never be able to compete with Elden Ring ever. It will never happen. But
I don't know that they'll try, to be totally
really,
honest. Yeah, like I think it's too ingrained. Like it's in their bones to make these like behemoth of games that are just like full of shit. So I mean, I think it might be streamlined a little bit, but we're talking like even if they dropped 50% of the things and the maps and the icons and the markers, add still a shit ton of things. So
right?
I I don't know that they could ever like really streamline it to like Elden Rings, because I
You
think they're
still
just
have
two different. They're two different like ideas entirely.
right,
Like I
right.
don't think that they can. There's no Venn diagram there.
I think they're gonna try and bridge the gap. I do. I think they're gonna try. I think they're gonna make an attempt. Like when you see the UI, you're not gonna see a mini map plus a quest log, plus a health bar, plus a compass, plus uh like a little diagram that shows what weapons you have equipped. Plus, like you're not gonna have all that shit. I don't think you are this time, because I think they're gonna try and bridge it, dude. I do. I think they're gonna try. The back to basics quote is what makes me think like, okay, they they're gonna try and rein it in a little bit. I don't think they're gonna be successful, but I'm saying they're gonna try. I definitely think they're gonna try, because just can't, like, you lost players like me who was I was a big fan. I was a big fan of the franchise, and you lost me. And I will not play Valhalla. I will not go back to Odyssey. The only way they're gonna get me back is if they try and tone it down a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, Ubisoft Forward this Saturday. I'm sure we'll see more of that Skull and Bones game that nobody's gonna give a fuck about, and that's gonna totally crash and burn. We might see. Well, I'm sure we'll see some Siege, because that's all they got going for them. Really, is Siege. So
I feel like a season just started, so
yeah, I'm sure we'll see a trailer for it or something. I'm sure we'll see. I don't know. They might have some surprises up their sleeves, but I don't know. I feel like Ubisoft's in trouble. We'll see though. All right. Let's go to number 2. Not quite video game related, but the VFX team behind the fan film Spider-Man Lotus shared a video on YouTube explaining the reason they all quit the film, as well as showed off some of their work. Spider-Man Lotus was set to release streaming this year, but is on indefinite hiatus after racist and homophobic slurs surfaced from the film's director and lead actor. So if you watch the video and you read into this more, there was a lot of other shady shit going on behind the scenes as well. Like, it was a crowd-funded movie. Um, there's a lot of people that were hired on for the film that never even got paid by all accounts. And then yeah, the director and lead actor just sound like they're not very good people. But I remember seeing the trailer for this when it came out. I was like, shit, this might be good. It like was gonna take place. It was basically Peter Parker dealing with Gwen Stacy's death, was what the movie was going to be. Um, but then this video from the VFX team was awesome, and then they showed off some of their finalized work. And I got to be honest, man, it looked better than the shit Disney puts out. Like, it looked fucking good, dude. It looked really good. So I want to hear your thoughts. Adam, we'll start with you. Did you know anything about Spider-Man Lotus before this? Had you even heard
Nope,
anything? No?
had nothing. And I watched it, and I was still a little bit confused. But yeah, to your point, when I did watch it, I was like, "Oh, that looks good." I mean, it looks
Right?
really good for like the animation and like the rendering and the way they did everything was very well done. So like, I don't know if this was supposed to be like a short or like if it was like a series. Or I guess that'd be the. Do you know how
It was
long?
gonna
Or
be it was gonna be a full length film.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and yeah, I think Kickstarter, Indiegogo, something. They had like
Indiegogo, yeah.
was it
Yeah.
Indiegogo? Yeah. You remember how much they raised? I can't remember. I
I
forgot to
don't. I
look.
can look it up, but
They raised quite a bit of money. So, um, but it
but
looked
it's
dope.
still like a fan made project sort of
Yeah.
thing. It's
Yep.
not like it's interesting how they can do that.
Well, it was crazy. Like, there were interviews with like Andrew Garfield, who was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to see it. It sounds awesome." So this was
Hmm.
before he knew about all this shit behind the scenes, obviously. Otherwise, he
Yeah.
wouldn't have said that. And then who was the
maybe you would
direct?
have. You don't know that.
Yeah,
100,
maybe he would have been like,
112,000.
Yeah, $112,000. So
Okay.
for a fan film, like not fucking bad. That's a chunk of change for a fan made film. But I mean the VFX team, just based off the clips we saw, should have been paid most of that. So, but Justin, we'll go to you next. Did you know anything about Spider-Man Lotus before this, or?
No, I hadn't heard anything about this. And then I started. I don't remember when. When did you say that the outline was up?
2 days yesterday.
Yeah, so I think I started to research a little bit. I don't remember what we were doing. Maybe we were driving to Mount Pleasant. I don't remember what we were doing, but I was looking at this and I was like, oh God, another thing where people are getting cancel cultured for something they said when they were like 12, which I don't agree with. But then I started to look into it more and I was like, okay.
Yeah, fuck these guys. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't want to get into that piece because
That's fair.
I still don't think that what you do as a child or say as like a young kid, adult, should mean that your entire rest of your life is ruined. Like
Weren't
no
these
chance for
relatively
redemption.
recent, though?
I didn't see the dates based on the way that it was making it sound. I thought that it was much further in the past. If it was recent, then yes, no, I absolutely think that's awful.
Yeah.
The special effects I was pretty amazed at. I thought that looked really good. But since I didn't even hear about it, I didn't necessarily have any sadness to finding out that it was gonna
Yeah,
be
there's
canceled.
that one part of the clip where like he's swinging and he lets go of the web with one hand and then he like reaches over with his other arm and grabs it. I was like, that was dope. So they did
Yeah,
a really fucking good job. Really good job.
I agree.
Josh, what do you got for this?
So it's slightly different take. I give no shits about the director or the lead actor. Like, I just feel like maybe I was a relatively smart young man, but saying racist shit, I don't get canceled because I didn't say nothing racist. It's easy. Like, there's a thing called consequences for your actions. Now I will say I feel bad for the VFX artists, like the people who were not the ones who said racist things.
Yeah.
Because, like, granted, they got paid, but, like, they.
Some of them didn't get paid though.
So there's some debate.
Storyboard artist. Yeah.
There's some debate on whether that claim is actually true.
Oh, okay.
So, the director uploaded a video a couple days ago, like kind of apologizing for the situation and explaining that the movie is still going to come out. They just don't know when. And they had mentioned that those ones aren't true. What they didn't pay for was that they asked for fan art to be used in like posters and things like that. Now is a little bit vague, so who knows, but it I don't know. I don't mind people's lives being ruined for them being shitty.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't want their lives ruined, don't be shitty.
The only thing I'm gonna say on that for devil's advocate is like,
here we go.
No, all I'm just gonna say is you don't know what kind of upbringing that kid had, and so if you're around a family or a culture or whatever that is just nonstop saying shitty things, nature over nurture, that's the way that you're going to grow up and be.
So
whether or not you learn more and like fix that later on is one thing, but
I do know how he was raised in the fact that he stated it in his video where he apologized. He said he did know better. He just wanted to be essentially like an edgelord because he was a loser. So
I didn't
his
watch the video. I didn't.
my
put
point
that much
exactly,
effort into
but
it. So yeah, that's awful.
so like, I mean, he said he knew better. He just didn't listen. Like, I don't feel bad. Don't care. Fuck him.
I feel like if there was a way for this film to still come out and those two guys just didn't get anything for it, that would be ideal. Obviously, that's never going to happen. There's no way they were the director and lead actor, but I really wanted to see this before all this shit went down. Like, I really wanted to watch this, so, and I would have paid to stream it. Absolutely, I would have. So,
I
Josh?
I feel like it would be up for like 30 seconds, and then like Disney would have DMCA'd the fuck out of it. So like, because Disney does not fuck around with anything
Right.
like that. So like, in Indiegogo, the fact that it happened at all and was successful, shocking.
Yeah.
The fact that like anyone can make like a trailer, but once it gets to a certain amount of steam, once like enough people see it, it's got to be on their radar, right?
Right.
And so a lot of people would assume like, okay, well, if I'm not making money on it, then there's no claim there. But I mean, they had an Indiegogo, they made money on it, right?
Right.
So it's interesting that it got as far as it did. I assumed Disney would have like slapped that right out of the air, but
I feel like the best outcome for the story is the whole VFX team gets hired on at Disney for the next Spider-Man movie. Like, they deserve jobs. Fuck yeah, they do. God damn, that looked good. And I don't know like their backgrounds or anything or like how long they've been doing it or whatever, but shit, man, for a low budget film to get it to come out looking like that, fuck yeah, awesome. So, best of luck to the VFX team. Best of luck.
So
Uh,
that came out, or that just it ended in 2021, and they got that much work done.
I think they had been doing stuff throughout. Like,
Gotcha.
yeah, I think it's been going for a while, from what I understand.
because they were
So,
on the second VFX team, even.
yeah,
So like,
Mm.
I think there was like a team before the Indiegogo and a team after the Indiegogo. It's kind of what I got from the videos.
yeah. So, um, but yeah, best of luck to those guys. So, no, obviously not the two assholes. All right, number 3.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys. Number 3. The streaming wars continue as both Netflix and Disney Plus are set to release new ad-driven tiers to their streaming service. Disney's will be called Disney Plus Basic and will be $7.99 a month, while Netflix has yet to announce a price, but said it will be, quote, a little more expensive than Disney, end quote. This is coming off news that both companies have lost massive amounts of subscribers in 2022. I I mean, if you get more people to sign up, more power to you. Personally, the reason I do streaming services is so I don't have to fucking watch ads. Like, I subscribe to both of these and I pay for the non uh ad version, and I will continue to pay for the non ad version. I have Hulu, I pay for the non ad version, HBO, all that shit. So, um but I had heard that like Netflix had hemorrhaged a bunch of people. I didn't know it was enough to make them kind of freak out like this a little bit. But Josh, we'll go to you first on this one. What are your thoughts?
So I'm not sure that I necessarily care all that much. I don't think I'm really gonna subscribe to either, just because I mean the prices have steadily increased over time, and like yourself, I'm not a huge fan of watching ads, but I think like there's an entire demographic that you're cutting off if it's like $17 a month and that's like your cheapest plan. So like, of course, you know, people are going to share accounts, and of course, like, you're going to eventually lose subscribers because there's just not enough people who can afford to pay that or are willing to. Like in my case, I just choose not to.
Right.
So like, I think it's a smart move for them financially. I don't know that I personally would use one of those plans, but you know, I think it'll work for them.
Fair enough. I think so too. I just feel like you got other streaming services like Amazon Prime's essentially free when you think about it. Because did you sign up for Amazon Prime for free delivery or for the streaming service? You know what I mean? Like, I feel
Delivery.
like right. I feel like the streaming service is just like an addition, like a bonus. You know what I mean? Uh, and then not to say I think Netflix has higher quality shows than Disney Plus, but because like I'm watching She-Hulk. Anybody else start She-Hulk? I'm 3 episodes in and it's very okay. Like I'm just waiting for something to happen. Nothing has happened in 3 episodes. Like she got her powers in the first episode and then just nothing has happened since then. So I'm still just kind of I don't know. And Moon Knight I gave up on. I never even finished Moon Knight cuz I didn't give a fuck about it. So
That's
Mandalorian's
sad.
worth it. I didn't care about I got 4 episodes in. I didn't care about any of it. I didn't care about a single character.
I'm
I
not
had
sad
to
that you didn't finish it. I just mean it's sad that
that Moon Knight stuff?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
just so meh.
Yeah, very meh. Um, so I can see Disney Plus probably struggling. Obviously, Mandalorian's gonna be a fucking hit when season 3 comes out. I can't fucking wait. Ahsoka is gonna be a hit. I feel like their Star Wars is probably driving it more than Marvel right now. But when stuff finally starts coming out. But Justin, what do you think about this?
I mean, I'm kind of with Josh. I think that it makes sense to have other options for different people, especially with how expensive everything else is getting in the world. Like, if if you're hemorrhaging that many subscribers, it makes sense to give people another option.
Right.
My fear is that this not enough people pick it up, and so they're just going to continue raising the prices for those that don't do the ads.
Yeah. Which I hope not. Because would you ever subscribe for an ad based?
No, I mean, if anything, I would likely ditch out on these services and start getting my media. I'll just stop talking there
That's probably
Elsewhere.
wise. Yeah, that's good.
elsewhere.
That's probably a wise decision choice there.
It's like right now you guys are getting the money. If you keep getting greedy,
Yeah,
you're gonna push it in other directions.
fair enough. Adam, what about you?
It's hard. It really depends on like the price difference and like how they set it up financially. Like if it is enough of a gap, I will do the ad based one
Well, yeah,
just to save money and stuff. I mean, Justin knows that I don't have like for like music and stuff, and when I was playing music, I'd have to go over and like skip ad like every once in a while. I'm like, but whatever.
right. So you'd be fine watching ads if it meant it was cheaper.
I mean, if it was the only two like options and stuff like that, and the one without ads is significantly higher,
Yeah,
and it's like we don't watch enough, and even when we do try and watch something on Netflix and stuff, it's kind of like what the fuck, you're like sifting through for like 20 minutes trying to
right.
find something to watch or whatever. Like, I don't know.
That was another point I was gonna make. I feel like Netflix just needs to fucking tone it down. Like,
Almost like too much,
it's
and
too
just,
much.
like in most of it's getting to the point where it's garbage. It's kind of
Yeah,
like Steam, like there's just so many games, a
right,
lot of it's garbage.
right.
Like
I feel like HBO and Apple TV have like the perfect mix. Like whatever they put out is going to be quality, whether it's your cup of tea or not. And it's not so much that you're like, what the fuck am I going to watch? But it's like just enough to keep you interested. Like HBO is probably what we watch the most out of everything, to be honest. We're watching a show called The Staircase right now, which is really fucking good. Um, so I don't know. I feel like HBO's got it,
and
and
they've got all the just like the classic
yeah,
movies and
fuck
stuff
yeah,
like that. Like that is the one thing I really liked about HBO. When I was going through the library, I was like, I would like to actually watch like a fuck ton of these again, just
right,
because they remind me of like being a kid or like growing up and things like that. So
yeah. I don't know, man. I feel it's somewhere getting too much. But like, I think Netflix. I think I pay 18 a month now is what I'm at. Maybe 18 a month. But I don't know. Even if they came out with an ad service for $8, I'd still stick with 18. I would absolutely would. I would pay just to not have to watch ads. So I
I
don't know.
I think there's also like a difference in the type and quantity of ads that I still haven't heard. Like a pre-roll ad, like here's an ad and then your movie starts. That's less bad than like Hulu for free that like had like a jarring cut mid show or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Like ads in the middle of the content I'm trying to watch is significantly more annoying than ads before and after.
Right. I feel like into like Hulu, I have Hulu Live because I sign up for it during football season and then I cancel it when football season's over. But the annoying part uh about Hulu Live or like any streaming service where you have commercials that cut in the middle is it's not like if you were watching football on live TV where the commercials are going to be different. It's the same fucking commercial every break. It's the same shit over and over and over again. You just watch the same thing. So that's really annoying part of it too. At least give me something different to watch. But like I know Vikings play this Sunday, and I'm gonna be watching on Hulu Live, and I will absolutely see the same commercial probably 6 times, like throughout the course of that game. So that's kind of an annoying part, but I don't know. So apparently there's a market for this. Adam might be one of them. So who knows? This might hopefully they get some subscribers back because they make good shows for the most part. So all right. That wraps up the news. I wanted to add one more little piece of something I saw today. Uh, have you guys been following Brendan Fraser at all lately? He's back. He's
He's
making a
back.
huge comeback. He was gonna be Firefly or Firefly and Batgirl, and then that got canceled. But he's got a new movie coming out called The Whale, and they just screened it at Sundance, and it got an 8-minute standing ovation afterwards. And most of
Dang.
it was for Brendan Fraser. Like most of it was for Brendan Fraser, and like you see, there's like video of him like getting really emotional, and he starts crying and stuff. I don't know if there's anybody I've ever rooted for more in my life. God, I hope Brendan Fraser makes a comeback, dude.
It seems like such a genuine dude.
Right. And his whole backstory of why he hasn't been in movies for a while is really fucking sad. Um, just if you look into it, it's really fucking depressing. But apparently he's in like a new Scorsese movie coming up. But I have a feeling if the Brendan Fraser hype train gets high enough and he just keeps rolling, we're gonna see Batgirl. I bet they fucking release it. I bet they fucking do, just to cash in on it. So this might be a way we end up seeing Batgirl. But kudos to Brendan Fraser, man. Kudos. He seems like a genuinely nice dude. So, all right. That wraps up our news. Justin, we got a conspiracy theory this week.
Conspiracy theory?
Is that a yes? Hopefully that's a yes. All right, good. That's
That's
a
a
yes.
yes.
Definitely
Josh.
a maybe.
Josh, are you going to continue your trend of guessing before the question is read?
Going for A.
A. Josh is going
Um,
A this week. Adam, last week Josh guessed C before she even read the question, and he was correct. So that's his new strategy.
Got it.
yes.
He's paying off Marissa if he gets
That's
this
what
right.
it is. Yeah. She gets Venmo $20 every time.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, right.
Well, all of a sudden it went up to 25. Sucks to be Josh.
Inflation.
Yep.
That's how they're paying for their no ad Netflix, you know.
Right. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hi.
Hello.
Cute. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. What mark did Elizabeth Hurley, Boy George, and the Pope all have that proved they had been initiated into the Illuminati? A triangular birthmark. B, the letters NWO stamped on their wrist. C, a raised red rash on their forehead. or D, left black eyes?
I mean, it's fucking A, right?
It's
Fucking
gotta
A.
be A.
It's got to be A.
Wasn't Elizabeth Hurley in a movie with Brendan Fraser?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm super bad with actors. so-
Bedazzled.
Bedazzled. Yeah,
Oh
Bedazzled.
yeah, there you go. There you go. Bringing it full circle, Justin. I like it.
Yep, yep.
The triangle, bring it full circle.
I'm going A, dude.
Yeah, I am too. God damn it.
Adam, you go A.
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally are all going A. Oh,
It
don't
is
shake.
D, left black eyes.
What?
No.
What? Left black eyes? What does that even mean?
Left, yeah. Black eyes.
I know.
Left
but-
black eyes, not black.
So
eyes.
like they got punched in the face like black
Yeah.
eye?
Yeah.
Black eyes.
What?
Yeah.
And it's a tattoo? What? I'm so confused.
You know
No,
what?
I don't think it was a tattoo.
Like
I
maybe
think they all
that
just
like
got
during their initiation or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that initiation.
Oh,
You know what? In hindsight,
got it.
A was too obvious, really, when you think
Yeah.
about it. It was too
Yeah.
obvious.
They
Should've
threw
gone
that
with-
curveball.
Thank
They're
you.
like, "Hey, look at this red herring," and you just
Yeah,
didn't
right.
even think about it.
My own
Thanks,
hubris.
Marissa.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a red
So
herring.
Josh doesn't have magic powers, is
No,
what
he
we found
doesn't.
out.
He does not.
I just know I could predict the future of what I would have guessed.
Yeah.
I would have still been wrong, but that I would have guessed A. So
Right. There you go. All right. Let's do some listener questions, shall we? How about we get into it? First up, Pistol Pete writes in. Hi, Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete.
Pew.
Pew pew.
We missed out on
What
no
up,
pew
Pete?
pews last week,
Pew,
Adam.
pew, pew. No one else. What? There was like no one else
I
doing
mean,
it.
Justin gave a couple half-hearted pew pews, but it
Or? He
wasn't.
go like he like pulled it out. He's like pew pew pew
No,
pew pew.
no. It
No?
was more like
Not-
po po po.
Well- Couldn't do it without Adam. It just didn't
Yeah,
feel right.
yeah, that's true. That's fair. All right. Pistol Pete says, "Hey guys, one game you didn't talk about last week was High on Life. At first, I was really excited about this, but after watching the Gamescom gameplay, it seems like it's just over the top and annoying. Is this a game you guys want to play?" Now, I'm gonna go to Adam first because we should probably bring him in. You were really busy. Did you happen to see any new trailers from Gamescom throughout your time?
No, I mean here and there dabbles,
Yeah.
but like not enough. There's tons of things I need to go back and watch because
definitely.
the couple things I did see here and there, I was really sad that I missed out last week because there was a lot of really cool
There was some good shit
gameplay,
there,
is what I've heard. So
definitely. Well, did you have a chance to check out the High on Life gameplay?
I did a little bit.
What do you
It was
think?
interesting. Graphically, it looked amazing, and
It
like
did.
I think it could be good. Just depends on the story and the writing and everything that goes involved. Because it seemed like, again, I kind of breezed through it because it was a very long gameplay.
Yes,
I
it
think it was
was.
like the video I saw was like 25 minutes long, so I was kind of skipping here and there, and like potentially,
Fair enough.
if it
Might-
was on Game Pass, I would play it.
There you go. There you go. That's fair. Josh, where are you at on it?
Without going back to the previous episode, I don't know that I was super excited about it to begin with. And I'm right where I was.
Really?
It has the potential of being okay. One thing that's concerning to me, and I mentioned it, of why I didn't want to play Guardians of the Galaxy when it was coming out, was like through those 25 minutes, I also skipped forward because I'm not watching 25 minutes of that.
Yeah.
There's never like a point where someone isn't talking. Like every time I click, somebody is just like talking forever. And that would bug the shit out of me, I think. Because if the dialogue is super consequential, like super important, I can take lots of dialogue. But if it's just like garbage, like filling the noise with comedy, I don't know that I would enjoy it all that much. But I don't know. To your point earlier, it does look very nice. If the writing is good, it could be a good game, but I don't think I was really sold with the 25-minute gameplay demo.
Okay, fair enough. Justin, what do you think?
So I never got into Rick and Morty at all until I met Marissa, and then we binged all of them, and I enjoyed that time. So I think that if I ever wanted to play that, it would be more of something that like we either switched off or played together or something. But I've watched 2 separate gameplay segments of that game, and yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from on the it just looks annoying and over the top, but I mean, that's sort of what Rick and Morty is.
Right, that's
And
fair.
so if the gameplay is smooth and fluid and is fun enough, then I don't know, it could be good. It could also get really old after 5 minutes. So it's hard to say. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
intrigued though. I am intrigued.
I feel like so kind of to Josh's point, and this is something I was going to bring up. Guardians of the Galaxy worked because it was scripted. You know what I mean? Like it had a point. Anytime somebody was talking, there was a point to it. Whereas this looks like I watched the full fucking 25 minutes, boys. So this looks like there are triggers, right? Like if you jump, sometimes your gun will say something about you jumping. If you reload, sometimes it will say something about you reload. You know what I mean? Like it's not it's not scripted, it's set on triggers based on what you're doing. And that shit could get annoying. Like that it could get real obnoxious. Then on the other hand, to Justin's point, that's what Rick and Morty is. Like that's exactly what it is. So I feel like if you're a huge Rick and Morty fan, you might enjoy it more than if you didn't. But I, if it comes to Game Pass, yes, I'll give it a shot. If it doesn't, I don't know if I want to fuck with this because I don't want to get angry playing a video
Um,
game.
it 100% is coming to Game Pass,
Is it really?
and it's coming to Game Pass soon.
When's the game release?
Um, so it's on the coming to PC Game Pass, High on Life 12/13.
Okay, so December 13th. All
Hmm.
right,
Yeah,
fair
you
enough.
can pre-install it already.
Okay,
Wow.
interesting. All right, so I'll give it a shot. If it's on Game Pass, I'll try it. But I feel like, do you know what comes out 2 days before that? I believe is Callisto Protocol. So definitely gonna be playing that first. That takes major precedent over.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But uh, Josh, I think you should try Guardians if it's ever on a deep sale. I don't think it's as bad as you think it's gonna be. So.
And I mean, I've heard
really
it's good. I just
Yeah.
the gameplay trailers did not sell it for me.
Fair enough. That's fair. All right. Well, thank you very much, Pistol Pete. We appreciate the question. Up next, Adam, probably not our Adam, writes in. Hi, Adam.
What
What
about
up,
him?
What
Adam?
about him?
He says, if Adam Sandler made a sequel to Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, or Wedding Singer, which would you most like to see? Justin, kick us off.
I would be really pissed off if they made a sequel to any of these. Not gonna lie.
I'm 100% with you. My answer's
Uh,
none.
I I don't know that I even really enjoyed any of Adam Sandler's more recent movies. That was sort of the ideal time of movies for him for me, and I think that now he as an actor is just candidly too old to play that type of role, and I think that it would be cringy and annoying at this point. Those all of those characters have made their mark in history, and they need to die
There's
as
certain
as they were.
there's certain movies you just don't fuck with, right? Like they made Dumb and Dumber 2. How did that go? How did that work out?
I never watched it.
I didn't either, but I heard it was fucking terrible. I heard it was just awful. Like those kind of movies don't need a sequel. Top Gun Maverick, awesome sequel. Good choice. Goddamn good choice. That's not an Adam Sandler kind of a movie. These movies don't need a sequel. None of the above. The answer is none of the above. I 100% agree with Justin. Adam, what do you got?
Well, I wasn't gonna cop out and say none of them, so I actually came with an answer. But I'd say I would agree they are all pretty good, but I would have to say if I wanted one, it'd be Happy Gilmore.
Okay, so what would that movie look like?
I would think it's him like enjoying the like golf life. For some reason he like actually got into that, and hockey wants to bring him back for some reason, and he actually like has to make the transition back to hockey, and he's been like kind of been doing the golfing thing and has to like remember, oh yeah, I'm a hockey player sort of thing. That would be my guess, because you would have to play into the fact that he's older now, and like I think that's would be the fun spin on it.
Somehow Shooter McGavin's the goalie on the other team.
Or like the coach or something for the team that wants to bring him back, and he's like, no, I don't
No,
know.
I feel like the coach would
You
be
could make it work, I feel like, but I don't.
the coach
The
is
Wedding Singer
Ben
wouldn't be
Stiller's
good, and
character.
then Billy Madison
Yeah.
wouldn't be good either. Like I don't, you know how you would make a sequel to those. So
And all
that
the
was the only way I would think of a sequel could happen.
Okay, fair enough. Josh, where are you at?
I legitimately don't know if I've seen any of these movies.
What? Really?
Wow.
I feel like I've seen Happy Gilmore. Don't recall having seen the
It's
other
all in the
ones.
hips, Josh. It's all in the hips.
That is meaningless to me. So I'm gonna just say Happy Gilmore because I think that's the only one I've seen. Maybe I don't even remember it, but I was never the hugest Adam Sandler fan.
Yeah,
So
I'm a little disappointed, a little bit.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah,
I'm used to being a disappointment. It's fine. So probably not what you were looking to hear, but that's my answer.
Speaking of which, at work, I am constantly reminded of how old I am because like my afternoon people are all high school kids. You know, uh, I I have 3 high school kids working for me right now. All 3 of them not only have never seen the Goonies, but had no idea what I was talking about. I'm like, God damn it, really? Fuck. Fuck, I'm old. Oh, it sucks. It fucking sucks.
That's the
All
problem
right.
with working in a retail environment.
No shit. Yeah, stupid kids. All right. Thank you very much for the question, and we appreciate it. Finally, we have Christian. Hi, Christian.
What up, Christian?
What up, Christian?
What up, Christian?
Christian says, "Hey, gents, is it just me, or is it a great time to be a fantasy nerd? House of the Dragon, Rings of Power, and hopefully soon season 2 of Wheel of Time are all available for our eyeballs. Do you have a favorite of the 3? Honestly, I didn't think House of the Dragon could be beat, but I'm really loving Lord of the Rings." So, Justin, I know you've at least watched Wheel of Time and House of the Dragon. Have you checked out Rings of Power?
So everything that I had heard about Rings of Power was that it was awful so far.
Okay.
And then I saw his listener question on it, and I figured Adam was going to be too busy to have watched any of it. I didn't think it would be something Huff even bothered with, and I thought Ryan, you might have watched it. So to give something, I figured I'd watch it. Watched both episodes that are out so far, and I also thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. So would you say out of those 3 things, is it your favorite?
Um, I mean, as of now, I think that House of Dragon is probably the best. Like that actress that plays, is it Renaris?
Rhaenyra.
Renera? Uh, she's a phenomenal actress for that character. Like,
You know she's about to be replaced, right?
yeah,
The time skip, yeah. Okay.
yeah. Um, regardless,
Anyways,
she did a fantastic job
incredible. Yeah.
getting us to this point. The story of it's just awesome. But then the uh, the Lord of the Rings one is just super interesting because I never read the books, but I liked the movies, and this is already kind of more actiony and seems to be getting more. I don't know. I'm happy with all of them, to be honest. I don't know that I would pick one or the other.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Wheel of Time for what I watched on that as well. So The only downside is that I wish the House of Dragon and Rings of Power weren't all on at the same time.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Like
that's
I wish
fair.
those were spaced out.
Yeah. I think I kind of agree with you. Like, don't pick a favorite, just be happy that all three exist. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
And they're
So,
not sucking.
yeah, and they're not sucking. So, Josh, have you watched any of these?
No.
None of them. Okay,
Not.
fair enough.
Nope. I haven't watched any of them. So
Did you ever read any of the
Would you?
books?
So I read all of the Lord of the Rings books. I've read all of the Game of Thrones books, and I've read the first 3 Wheel of Time books.
Okay. All right.
So I mean, for me, it's a good time to be a nerd, just because I think the quality of nerd media has improved year after year. So like the quality of books that are coming out and games that are coming out and shows that are coming out are just all improving. So I think the longer I exist, the more content there will be for me to enjoy. I just don't really watch movies or shows all that often. I would much rather just sit down and read a book, um, or listen to a audiobook while painting or something. I will eventually probably watch 2 of these. I have not. I haven't finished season 1 of Game of Thrones. Um, I thought it was real boring. Real boring. So I don't know if I'll watch House of the Dragon. To be totally honest, I feel like, although I've got the book knowledge, I don't know that I feel like you probably should have some context from the show, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I will ever get around to that, but Wheel of Time and Rings of Power, I think I will definitely watch.
Fair enough. Cool. Very nice. Adam, what do you got?
Haven't watched any of them. Never did finish Game of Thrones, so I think I would be most interested in Ring of Power. So, but I also am kind of the person that just wants it to be fully out, so I'll probably wait a little bit till it's all completely out and then just binge watch it all.
Yeah, that's really the way to do it, to be honest. So
Do you mean
I just can't wait that long now that it's out.
Do you mean the full season or the full series?
Probably
Well,
the season.
yeah.
I'll probably do like a season, kind of like that's usually like what we do with Stranger Things and things like that. It's just like wait till
Right.
the whole season's out, even if they do like a mid-season break bullshit. Like wait till the whole thing is out, then dive in.
See, I feel like as far as nerd shows go, so Amazon's got Rings of Power, Wheel of Time locked down. HBO's got Game of Thrones locked down. Netflix has, I'll say, The Witcher and Stranger Things is a nerd show. I'll say those are locked down. Not obviously Stranger Things isn't in the same vein, but it's definitely a nerd show. So now what I'm waiting for is just like Apple TV to just come out fucking swinging with a goddamn Stormlight Archive series. Like, get Brandon Sanderson on board. Let's make Way of Kings, bitches. So
That
that's
would be incredible.
oh my god, that's the ideal situation. That would be awesome.
Honestly, even if they did like Arcane, I saw Arcane got like an Emmy or some sort of award.
Did it
That was the
really?
first animated
Yeah.
series to ever get that award.
See,
It's amazing.
I would
It
love
is
an
amazing.
animated. But Brandon Sanderson has done interviews where he has stated emphatically, "I want a live action series." So I don't know if we'll ever get animated. At least Stormlight. We might get like Mistborn, maybe. So, and somebody owns the rights to it. So there's scripts in the works. We just need somebody to buy it. I feel like Apple TV's that place. Just do it. You need to join in. You don't got anything going for you right now, really, other than uh,
C is amazing.
C's good. But would you put it on par with these other shows?
I mean, for a different reason.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
C is one of the best like post-apocalyptic dystopian future type.
Yeah. Jason Momoa is the shit, dude.
Yeah, and yeah, Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty much enough said right there.
Right. Um So I don't know, but Apple TV, if you listen to this show, and I know you do, people at Apple TV, give Brandon Sanderson a call. Let's make this shit happen. So
I
that would be
I
incredible.
honestly don't know that I would super enjoy a Stormlight Archive TV show. Like
Really?
80% of those books take place inside Kaladin's head. So like there's a lot of just nothing that happens that are just like emotional drama and like character like internal
What
growth.
What do you think Game of Thrones is?
A bunch of people killing each other constantly. Like, are we gonna have 6 episodes of Kaladin carrying bridges? Like, half of that book is just him running around with bridges. Like,
for
sure,
his
I'm
for
not
his storyline, sure.
okay. And then like,
Then you got Adolin, Shallan, Dalinar. There's plenty you can do. There's plenty you can do to make that interesting.
Yeah, you
just
would have to pull in from the other books, or like the side story books too.
side
sure.
story books, and then
Lift,
I
lift.
feel like you would have to cut out a lot of just downtime because there's a lot of and I'm not saying that they're bad. I like the downtime. Like
Right.
they are crucial to the character development that you know what they're thinking, like constantly. Um, I can't see it done in a way that is both entertaining and doesn't just leave a bunch of shit out. Um,
I feel like if you can make a Wheel of Time series interesting, you can for sure make Stormlight Archive interesting. Because Wheel of Time is nothing but downtime, dude. And those books are just, he just repeats the same thing over and over again in every goddamn chapter. And I don't need to read 40 pages about the backstory of this ship captain that I'm never going to see again. Like, I just, there's so much bullshit in his books. And the fact that they pulled it off and made an interesting first season of Wheel of Time, you can absolutely do it with Stormlight. Absolutely, you can do it with Stormlight. So someday, I'm gonna keep hoping. That'll be my Christmas present this year from Apple TV.
Oh yeah.
Yep, it's gonna happen. They're gonna announce it.
and then after that, they're gonna coast on that success, and Brandon Sanderson's gonna work with FromSoft to make a video game.
Dude, I'm down for that too.
'Cause
100% down.
Because he said he's a huge fan that he would love to work with FromSoft. So
Yes.
we just need to like coast on successes here.
There you go. There you go. Okay, I never answered this question. Sorry, I just realized that I went on a fucking tangent. So Rings of Power is not only my choice, it's also my pick of the week. I fucking love it. I love the first 2 episodes, man. They were awesome. Just the fact that you get young Galadriel, young Elrond, like are 2 of the characters in it. Celebrimbor, who if you've played the Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor games, he's a major character in those games. So
I
they
think
got,
those are also free to play Twitch for September,
are they really?
if I remember correctly. I think so.
So, but yeah, he's a huge character in those games. I don't want to spoil anything, but he's gonna be a huge character in the show. They have hobbits before they were called hobbits, which is kind of cool. Or actually, I don't think they can't call them hobbits because somebody else has the rights to hobbit. So you're never going to hear them called hobbits in the show, which is kind of stupid.
Just called
but
little people, or what?
I
What are
don't
they?
even know. Did they call them anything, Justin? I don't think they ever did.
Yeah, like Lightfoot.
Yeah, Lightfoots or something like that. Yeah. So,
Hmm.
but it's like pre-Shire. They haven't even settled in the Shire yet, so it's definitely way in the past. But I don't know, dude, I'm fucking loving Rings of Power, man. That's my pick of the week. Goddamn good show. So, I feel like everybody should check that out.
Well, good segue.
There you go. So, wrapping up with pick of the week, I got mine out of the way. Adam, hopefully you have a pick of the week that doesn't involve moving or New York. What is your pick of the week?
I don't know.
U-Haul.
Yeah, sure.
U-Haul customer service.
A local restaurant, Maddie
there you go.
B's,
Maddie
of
B's.
ours.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It's the closest restaurant to us, and it's like 15 minutes away.
What kind of food?
It's technically a pizzeria place, but they do like sandwiches and
Very cool.
salads and other stuff. Do all local stuff. It's really
So
good.
Ryan, you know the owners of it.
What?
Do you remember when we went to Granite City and we had the server that reminded us of
Dane
Dane
Cook?
Cook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Chad
owner.
and his wife own it.
Shut up,
Mhm.
really?
Small
Yeah.
world, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Super cool place. Very small town. Very local stuff. Very inexpensive, but very good quality. Like it was
Interesting.
very good.
I
Very
might,
very good.
if I'm ever around again, I might have to check that out. So
Back when my sister lived in that neck of the woods, then that was like their every Friday would get Matty B's and
It seems very much like a takeout place. Like order ahead of time, pick it up on your way home if you're in that area.
Yep.
Uh, definitely could see going there more frequently.
cool. Very cool.
So it doesn't help a lot of the people in the podcast, but it's a little local
Hey,
restaurant
pick
of
of the week for
ours.
you. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. Justin, pick of the week.
To be fair to Adam, I think I was I don't mean this in the way that it's gonna sound, but I was lame one week and said Mercer was my pick of the week, so
Yeah, that's true. You did.
God, I will say EVGA is not my pick of the week. They're my unpick of the week.
Who's EVGA?
Graphics card
Oh, okay.
company.
Products, yeah.
But I mean, to tag along on that, I don't remember if I already said House of Dragon as a pick of the week one of the weeks, but that or Ring of Power. I mean, shit, if you haven't seen Wheel of Time, all three of them are Christian's right. They're damn good shows. It's a fun time to be able to watch those if you can afford all the fucking services.
Yeah.
Take a mortgage out.
Maybe with ads.
Yeah,
I can
right.
afford them all.
I mean, luckily, two of the shows are on the same streaming service, so that helps. So you really only need to buy two. But yeah, goddamn, all of them are delightful. Good choice, Josh.
Mine is a book. It's a relatively new book from 1983. The Color of Magic.
Before all of us were born, but yeah, continue.
Yes.
Close for me. He's very close for me, but yeah.
Yeah. Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett. It's the first book in the Ringworld series. Did any of you watch or read Good Omens?
Negative.
No, but I have. That's on Amazon Prime, I think.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So one, Good Omens is fantastic. But that is Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett together. That's who wrote it. Very, very dry humor. Very enjoyable. But The Color of Magic is like a fantasy novel if the person that was writing it was sick to death of generic fantasy. There's lots of very dry humor, lots of like self-referential humor about like how ridiculous fantasy worlds are, and generally like it's a book that I legitimately laughed at while reading.
Cool.
I will say, so it's part of the Discworld series. That's the first novel and the first Rincewind story. So I will say, if you are going to go into it, there is 41 books in that
What?
series. There is 41 books in that series. I think based on the Wikipedia page, and there's there's a whole section on what the correct publication order versus the read order based off of a timeline. I haven't even gotten. I just read the first one. First one is great. Started reading the second one. So far, it's great. So I will eventually have to figure out should I read them in release order or in timeline order. But so it's a little bit complicated, but very funny book. Just kind of very funny world that they've built. But but I'm also a big Terry Pratchett fan. So
I thought Wheel of Time having 12 books was bad. 13 books was bad, but Jesus, 42.
no, I
I
will
like
say
that. Real quick, though, Google says Pratchett has described it as an attempt to do for the classical fantasy universe what Blazing Saddles did for westerns.
Nice, that's cool.
yeah, it's also
Okay,
like
interesting.
very. I would say it's very akin to like Hitchhikers as well. Like they're just kind of a ridiculousness, except for that's more of a sci-fi, while this is more fantasy.
Fair.
But
Interesting.
I love his writing. I really love dry British humor. But you know, it's the first one's at least worth a read. I'll let y'all know as I progress through them if they continue to be. But yeah, there's like a giant Venn diagram. If you go to the storylines section of the Wikipedia page, there's a Venn diagram of how you should read them, and there's multiple colors and lines that loop back on themselves in different shapes. I don't know, but
Too much for me.
yeah, worth reading the first one though.
Very nice. All right, boys. I think that wraps up episode 113 of Identity Crisis. If you're listening to this after the fact, joke's on you. You miss watching us live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, twitch.tv/Nerdentity Crisis. That's the only way to do it, really. It's the only way to check us out. But if you'd like to watch it on YouTube afterwards, youtube.com/Nerdentity Crisis, or find the audio-only version on any podcast subscription service of your choice. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We really do appreciate it. Come listen to us goons just drone on about nothing every week. So thank you.
Pretty much.
Thank you. We appreciate it. That's it, boys. Bye, Twitch. Bye.
Bye.